then let's get to it. Let's talk about the next myth. The next myth. Okay, this one is a powerful one as well. This one is an incredibly powerful one as well. And also one that many of us misunderstand or misinterpret in some ways. So let's talk about this next one. All right. So here's my next question for all of you. What shapes who you are more? Your past or your future? Think about it. Think about it. Take a few seconds. Think about it before you give me your response. What shapes you more? Your past or your future? Right? Okay. I love the range of reactions and responses here. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Okay. So I see a lot of people saying, yeah, there are definitely a lot of you who are saying past, some of you who are saying future, some of you are saying present. All right, let's talk about this one. This one is an interesting one. And this one may just be my favorite one. All right. So let me ask you another question. Okay. Are you ready for this? Let's look at things when things are at its extreme. Maybe that will help us resolve this conundrum. And this has been studied. So I'm giving you an example that has been studied. So during World War II, something really terrible, one of the most troubling episodes of our collective history is when people of Jewish identity were sent to concentration camps. Now, at that time, there was one gentleman who was also sent to a concentration camp along with his family. Sadly, he lost his family in the concentration camps at the time. Now, he, because of his background in psychotherapy, closely observed his fellow prisoners. And what he saw was, yes, a vast majority of them, and you couldn't even blame them, given the inhumane, just absolutely inhumane conditions. Most were, a lot of people just perished because combination of just the horrendous conditions, and they just did not have anything in them to keep going. But even in the most dire of circumstances, what he noticed was there was some, granted only some, but there were some who survived. So my question to you is, what helped those who survived? Was it their past or their future? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hope for the future, the will to survive. So the man I'm talking about is Viktor Frankl, sorry, who did go on to publish one of the best sellers of our time, Man's Search for Meaning. And as he mentions in the book, what he noticed among the handful of people who did survive was in all of them, there was something, however small, that they were looking forward to in the future. And that is what kept them going, including for Viktor Frankl. What he would do while he was in the concentration camps, that he would find whatever small chit of paper that he would find, and he would keep making notes, because his goal was that when he leaves the camps, he would publish this book. He would publish his work around, and he did publish his work around logotherapy. But as he says, when he been quoting Nietzsche, he who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. And now modern psychology is telling us the same thing. So this is Martin Seligman here, who is considered the father of positive psychology, who wrote a great book along with other eminent psychologists called Homo Prospectus, in which he says, what truly sets humans apart is our ability to prospect, to evaluate future possibilities, and use that to guide our actions and behaviors. In other words, we are drawn by the future instead of by the past. The only time the past has a stronger hold on us and we fall back into the same patterns, into the same ways of thinking and behaving and acting, is when there is no future goal or future vision that is pulling us forward. And even philosophy says the same thing. Ancient philosophy says the same thing, that the way to make our life meaningful, to give our life a meaningful direction, is actually not to look back, but to look forward. And the Stoics had this concept called memento mori, which literally translates as remember death. Remember death. Remember that everything that we have today is going to be gone one day. And keeping that in mind, how do you choose to show up today? And if that feels too morbid, let's look at a slightly more practical framework that Jeff Bezos gave us, which is the regret minimization framework, where he says, for every major decision that he makes, he imagines what his 80-year-old self would think about that decision. And so for you, think about wherever you are today, if your 80-year-old self would look back at the decision you are making or about to make, would your future self regret the decision you're making or feel proud of the decision you are making? And I love this quote by Dan Sullivan. The past is done. Sure, we can reframe it. We can look at it and make peace with it. But there's little we can change about the actual events that have happened in our past. But the good news is, given that it's actually the future that influences us more, the future for all of us is a blank canvas. We can treat it like a blank canvas, and we can pick any goal, we can paint any picture, we can come up with any vision that appeals to us. And that's how you make the present better. The only way to make your present better is to make your future bigger. So no, your past does not dictate who you are. Your past does not dictate who you are. So I wanted to just today take this time to bust these 3 myths, because unless we bust these myths, we're not going to be able to do the work of reinvention, which is the next phase we are going to move into. So no, you are not who you think you are. No, you are not just a function of your past. And no, who you are today is not who you are always going to be. So who's ready to move in to the next phase of your reinvention? Give me a yes if you're ready for the next phase.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for
Okay. So what is the next phase going to be all about? So today, our phase one was all about pulling out the weeds that may be keeping us stuck or maybe not allowing us to move in the direction we want to move into, maybe getting in our way of creating the life and the career that we truly desire. Now that we pulled out these weeds, our soil is ready, the ground is ready. We are now going to sow the seeds for your transformation. And this is going to be powerful. Before we move into phase two, and I also, of course, want to open it up for Q&A. I want to share with you a little bit, just take 10-15 minutes to share with you how we could support you, not just with this 2-day mastermind that we're doing, but also beyond that, really give you the highest level of support that will allow you to reinvent your life and your career. So look, wherever you are today, yes, you can figure it out by yourself. Absolutely, you can. But I know several of you have already tried many things, and maybe some have helped you, others have not. And you're still feeling that sense of, but no, I need more. I want more. I want to see more changes in my life. So my invitation to you is come join the supportive sisterhood and community that we have formed here at Shenomics. Our core mission and vision, for any of you who have been part of our community over the last 8 years, you know how passionate we are about supporting women to lead from within. And when, as women, we come together to lift each other up, magic happens. And so we have created a one-of-a-kind program, and I'm going to put all my conditioned humility aside. Like all of you, I've been conditioned to be humble, but I'm going to put that aside and boldly say this is a program like no other. It is a 4-month mindfulness-based leadership development program that is designed to help women like you lead and live consciously. And we have our next batch coming up. So I do want to take a moment to tell you about it and to invite you to join us. And also, let me share with you a few examples of women who have gone through this program. They're all exceptional women who already had a fair amount of success in their lives, and they wanted more. Like Kakuli, who went through the program and then went on to really find her voice. And she joined the LinkedIn Creator Accelerator program, and she is an influential voice on LinkedIn today. Soumya, I think Soumya, you're with us today. Again, another exceptional, talented individual, already very successful, but she had the ambition to do a lot more. And Soumya was in the Women on Boards cohort program with me, and I know she's only going to continue to go upwards from here. Shakti, I don't know if you're here as well. Again, another brilliant, exceptional individual who's gone on to do achieve even more accolades on her journey to becoming a leader in her organization. And here are a few more.
Hello, my name is Darina. I live and lead consciously by example. Subtle things have made their way into my life, such as I carry my own water bottle when I'm traveling. I discourage my family and friends when they throw plastic or paper on the road when we're walking. I always have a paper bag or a cloth bag with me when I'm out shopping. And if I don't have one, I refuse the plastic bags and I'm okay carrying it in my hand. And my personal favorite, I make it a point to be kind to all species on this planet, irrespective of humans, plants, animals, and I realize that the journey every day on this planet is not just about what happens on the outside, but also what happens on the.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ruchi Gupta, founder of Skin Minds. I live and lead consciously by choosing to show empathy towards people, by eating mindfully, and by taking a conscious pause from time to time to introspect. To me, relationships are a priori, so I choose to look at the bright side of the people and feel blessed about having them in my life. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kavya Dwaraki. I live and lead consciously by being deliberate, slow, and thoughtful. I start my day with journaling where I doodle my thoughts, my feelings, record them. It's a way to draw awareness into myself, feel the feelings, and I think it's a wonderful way to start living consciously.
Hi, I'm Preeti. I work for Dell Technologies. I live and lead consciously by saying and acting exactly how I feel. It's also about the awareness that I'm much greater than my past achievements and I'm equal to what I can do and all the possibilities what lies ahead. I just need to own it.
Hey everyone, I'm Rajita. I'm an IT professional currently living in Dubai. I live and lead consciously by being more self-aware, by seeing myself more clearly on who I am, what I want, and what I value the most. I also practice mindful presence by bringing my full awareness and attention to each interactions I have, especially with my kids, my family, and my colleagues. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I live and lead consciously by having balanced nutrition from my body and my mind. I practice mindful parenting to raise a happy and a healthy baby. I also use my resources very carefully and mindfully for a better planet. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ruby Matthew, and I live and lead consciously by checking in with myself, by checking in with others around me. How are they feeling? I'm conscious about how I show up, how I help others out, and how I can make this world a better place in my very, very small way. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sanjana and I'm a software engineer. I try to live and lead consciously by practicing kindness, by practicing gratitude, and being mindful of what I consume and giving away things that I don't need.
Hello everyone, I'm Shakti Balecha. I'm a program manager in IT. I live and lead consciously by being aware of my environment and surroundings. I also believe in giving back to the society by means of educating and nurturing young minds, helping build their EQ, and also make them aware of sustainable living. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shini John, working at Beam Suntory as Country Manager IC Markets. I live and lead consciously by prioritizing kindness and compassion, paying it forward, and trying to make a difference in this world in my own small little ways.
All right. And just to tell you a little bit more about the program, the reason why it works is, as we've been talking about today, we always first begin with the inner work that we have to do to pull out those weeds, really build that self-awareness, build that courage to move forward, really become mindful of what is that identity, that brand, that leadership profile that we want to create for ourselves. And then on top of that, create that foundation of building those skills that are going to help us navigate the outer or external world more effectively, whether it's with our voice, with our brand, with our network, with our visibility, with our influence, with our strategic thinking. All of that gets built on top of that inner work that we are doing today and tomorrow. And there's 7 core modules that now, having done this work for 8 years, we realize are critical, and our research reveals are absolutely critical to undertake this work of reinvention. Building that self-awareness, conscious habits, brand, leading with a strong network, powerful presence, influence, all of this is what we go over in the program. We also recognize the power of providing more focused support in smaller circles. And so we've always had what we call wisdom circles as part of this journey as well, because we recognize there's so much wisdom in you, and you just need the space to tap into your own wisdom to support yourself and to support other women. And so we have that aspect. Of course, we have exceptional leaders and experts that come and speak to our participants every single year, share their journeys, experts in the field of emotional intelligence, workplace happiness, strategic thinking, building your visibility. And of course, everybody in the program also gets matched up with an industry expert. So you get one-on-one support as well from just the most exceptional leaders across all industries. And what is priceless is, because we know for you to truly transform yourselves, it takes work, it takes taking those action steps, moving forward in the direction that you want to move in. We make you do a project. We call it a compassion project. This is your outer expression of compassion in the world, taking the best of who you are, your talents, your strengths, your vision, and then building something in the world with those beautiful, unique, powerful traits that only you have. And over the years, we've had people do all kinds of amazing things within their organizations, outside the organization, creating all kinds of initiatives to build their own brand and leadership and visibility, but also to lift other women up as well. And these are just some of the examples that you can see that women have gone on to undertake. Having said that, look, I'll be honest, it may not be for everyone. So it may not be for every single one of you who's on the call today. And that's okay, because this is for someone who is ready, who feels ready, who feels they're at that stage where they want to make that leap to the next level in their life or their career. They're absolutely committed to making that happen. They want to push themselves out of their comfort zones. They want the gentle and supportive nudges that can come when you're part of a community like this, and they're willing to put in the time, effort, and resources. And so look, a program like this, and this is no exaggeration to say, you can look up any business school in the country today or any leading institution. A program like this costs easily, I know because I've taken several of them, easily in multiple lakhs. But because we've always at Shenomics wanted to make things accessible for everyone, we offer it at a fraction of that. And each year we do honestly think about, how do we make this available to more and more women? And sure, one way would be to lower what you see there on the right hand side, but that will not allow us to really give you the best value we can offer, and just pull together the best team, the best set of experts, coaches, mentors, leaders that can support you. So instead of bringing the number on the right down, what we do is we keep increasing what you see in terms of value. And so this year in particular, we're pumping in even more value. So we've created 3 bonus masterclasses, because I know how important it is, especially for so many of you, to own your voice, to express yourself more confidently in any platform, whether it's in your organization, whether it's externally, as a speaker, as an influencer, as a leader. So how do we do that is one thing we're going to go really deeply into. Another, of course, as we're growing, we don't want to lose our sense of balance. We still want to create space and energy for all the things that matter to us in our lives. So how do we do that? How do we keep aspiring for more without losing our sense of balance. And something that's very close to my heart, because this is the one thing that has allowed me, I kid you not, to actually be more courageous, which is to practice self-compassion. Because I have seen the kinder you are to yourself, the more you invest in your own reinvention, the more you show up, the more you do whatever it takes, because you, as your own best friend, are pushing yourself forward. So self-compassion is another thing we get into. And of course, this year we're also adding, we're going to, our summit, for all those of you who have attended our Conscious Women Summit, you know how meaningful yet engaging and fun it is. 2 days of just immersive talks around how to live and lead consciously. So we're including that as a bonus as well. And so that brings up the value even more. And just for this group today and tomorrow, whoever attends, here is my extra promise to you, because it is for me, this is my personal mission. It's not just something I do. This is, for me, my mission is core to me, and I do want to support you. So but although I cannot offer this to everyone, I wish I could offer it to everyone. But for the 10 people who enroll by this month end, here is my promise to you. I will sit down with you for 90 minutes at least, and we will do a deep dive into who you are today and who you would like to be and how we can get you there. So that's only because we haven't opened up enrollments yet for the general public. So this bonus is only for all of you who are here on this call today and tomorrow. And so once again, we keep increasing the value on the left, but all we're asking you is what you see on the right, 51,000 plus taxes. So enroll by August 31st. And several of our participants do get sponsored by their organizations. So please get in touch with us if you'd like to know how you can get the benefit of being sponsored. We will help you in that. And we do make it completely risk-free. You join, you feel like, I don't know, Bhavna, I don't know if this is for me. Fair enough. We give you a full refund, no questions asked. No questions asked. All right. And as I said, I mean, I can go on and on and on. We've just have been just so blessed to have so many incredible women to undergo this journey with us. And before I open it up for Q&A, two other special individuals I want to introduce to you, and then I do want to take your questions. Pooja, who heads our coaching initiative, and she's the one who runs the wisdom circles for the Conscious Woman program. And Sri Lakshmi, who heads our client engagement and also program manages this very, very special program. So Pooja and Sri, I'd love for you to just say a word, introduce yourself to everyone, say hello, and then we can continue. So Pooja, let's hear from you first. Okay, maybe Sri, we can have you go first.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah. Okay, great. Sorry, Bhavna, this is Pooja. I was not being able to unmute myself. Thank you, Shri. So welcome everybody to the first day of the mastermind, and what a phenomenal session it's been. I'm sorry I can't come on camera because I'm having some bandwidth issues. I've been associated with Shenomics for about more than 3 years because I just found that this is one organization where my passion meets, is fulfilled, which is to help women navigate through their lives in in both professionally as well as personally. And I'm also responsible for group coaching in for the program. So I hope to see as many of you take advantage of the program. The bonuses that Shinomics has put forward this year are phenomenal. And the first 10 to register are going to get this, 90 minutes of her time one-on-one. A little bit about group coaching, which I anchor in the program, is it is a place where a group of women, a small intimate group of women, will come together, facilitated by me, to create a safe space to dream about the future, to realize the potential of what their future, what they aspire to be, what are they struggling with today, and support each other through that journey. So that's the essence of group coaching. It's safe, it is confidential, it's a place where we can be vulnerable, we can be open, and also support each other and create that sisterhood. And any questions that you may have about the program or group coaching, please get back to us, and we will be happy to answer those. Thank you, Bhavna, for the time. I hand it over to Shri now.
Thank you. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, everyone. And for all of those who are patiently waiting for joining. Apologies for the inconvenience caused. There was a glitch at the end, Zoom's end, and we couldn't let more than 100 people join, though we had, an enhanced, meeting already set up. So again, thank you so much for your patience. I am Sri Lakshmi and I head client engagements for Shinomics. I come from a very unique position because I was in the inaugural batch of the Conscious Woman program myself. So I've been a participant as well as now I am program managing this program. And what's unique about this is it's very experiential. You would have, whoever's been on this call, you would understand what Bhavna has shared so far. It is based on principles of mindfulness. And these are some foundational principles that has remained with me for all these years now. And whether it's building self-awareness, managing emotions, self-compassion, reflecting on your core values and finding myself. It's a very structured way of looking at all of these things. You hear about all of these things in different, platforms, but together it really makes a huge difference. This program is very uniquely designed because it creates a very safe space for you to share and learn, which is not otherwise possible. And I would encourage you to take the leap and invest in yourself. Because we truly believe that through your enrollment, we'll also be able to touch many more lives. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, Shri. And as I mentioned, we are going to move into the next phase of sowing the seeds of your transformation. Today was 2 hours, and you will have 2 hours tomorrow to look forward to that as well. We have some really, really, really powerful concepts that we're going to cover tomorrow. So please make sure you join us for that. And I know we are short on time, but I still want to hear from some of you. If there are questions that you have that I can answer for you, please feel free to either mention in the chat, or I think at this point we can also unmute you. So you can just simply raise your hand and we can call on you. So any questions either about what I have covered today or the program itself, all questions welcome.
Hi, Bhavna. Pallavi here.
Hi, Pallavi.
I have actually 2 questions. One is, first, like, are we going to get the recordings of the sessions or not? Because I missed a major chunk of the workshop in the beginning. because of the technical challenges I was facing in entering the session. That's first. The second one is I like in the past I've like spent more than like more than my capacity in order to understand. I mean, I'm at the still at the crossroad. I still don't find myself that I have found a clear cut path on which I'm supposed to work on, because there's a lot of things at the juncture at the moment wherein I feel which one to take, and a person like I feel that I'm operating from the space of not to lose. I mean, I'm playing safe. So this is like I want some sort of a reassurance or a surety that yes, this program will help me see the new light. I mean, the path that I am intending to walk on. So I have met so many people in the past who could, taken retreats, been on the retreats to be able to taken so many uh, coach. I mean. Sessions wherein I can have an idea what is coming next or how do I lead myself forward from here. So, but then I have still not found myself in the next level. So there's a lot of things that is left. I mean, that is there to be answered. Of course, the answer is within me, but how do I understand the little interlinkages of the things which is yet to be unraveled and knotted.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm
Sure.
like 2 years ago, I felt that I can attend, but I did not take this. But this time, I'm very much sure that I'm going to take one. But I really need some kind of a reassurance, like yes, this I don't know if that's a promise sort of a thing that I'm looking forward before really attending one, because there's so many people out there who would tell you like, yeah, this is the path, this is how you get there, but you invest into that thinking yes it will take you to the next level, but it does not, and then it is very heartbreaking for you to have spent, and now it is actually coming on my health also. So so that's how I am like feeling myself like as someone who can actually give me some light.
Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you so much for asking this question. It takes courage to even ask a question like this, to make yourself vulnerable in front of a group of people and ask this question. So I just want to acknowledge that. To answer your questions quickly, first of all, on the recording, because I see many questions on that, our apologies. Not sure what happened there with the technical glitch, but yes, absolutely. You will have the recording. Listen to it 10 times over if you have to, because I do want each and every one of you to absolutely banish and eliminate every single one of those myths from your mind, because our reinvention will not happen unless we bust those myths. So yes, recording will be made available. Now, to your second question, Pallavi, I so hear you. I so hear you, because I was exactly where you are not so long ago, or I mean at this point it feels like it was a while ago, where I was just like you, just searching, taking every course I could find, reading every book I could get my hands on, watching every video. And so I know I hear that in your voice, and I hear that desire of yes, I've tried everything, but nothing has worked. And here is what I say to you. Can I 100% guarantee that this will be the thing that will change everything? I don't want to make that promise, and frankly, I don't even know if legally I can make any kind of 100% guarantee promise. But that aside, can I say to you with the highest degree of confidence that if you take this time, because of so much of this depends on you as well, we will, from our part, we will do our part. We will create that, you will have that supportive community. I'm going to give it my all. to walk every single one of you through this journey so you can make that changes, make that reinvention that you want. I will sit down with you, as I said, and really look deeply at what's going on with you, what is working, what's not working, what is that next step you need to take. So yes, from our part, we will create that space. We will give you every nudge, every support possible for you to keep taking that next step and that next step and that next step and that next step. So while I cannot and will not ethically say 100% guaranteed, but I can give you my highest level of assurance that you will make considerable progress. Considerable progress. Absolutely. And what I would also say, Pallavi, is many times, it is about, not so much about getting that permission or getting that okay or getting that yes from somebody else. Many times it is we have to take that leap of faith for ourselves. So I'm saying, even more than trusting us, trust yourself that you do already have those elements, those variables, those key ingredients for your own reinvention. You have that inside of you, and that's what we tell, not just in this program, all the women in our community. That is always our core message at Genomics, that we're not here to change you. We're here to show you a mirror, show you where to find, how to dig for that gold that is already there within you. And then we're here to support you. Keep taking that next step, that next step, that next step, that next step. So that's what I would say to you. And if you still need more assurance, I would absolutely invite you to speak to others who have gone on this journey and then make a decision.
Hi, Bhavana. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. I mean, I've heard you, I think this is my second or third session, webinars, what you've taken before. And my question is, is there any other alternate means to, become to become like you, what you've become now, how did you become what you are today? I understand that, you went through that mindfulness, you were exploring mindfulness and all of that. And of course, yoga and meditation with all of that. I mean, I want to hear more, what else was, what else did you, practice or, learn that made you today what you are? I mean, it's a very naive question. It's very I'm just speaking my mind out. I'm sorry if it's really, it didn't make much sense to you.
No, thank you so much. In fact, I take it as a compliment that you're even asking that question. So thank you for asking that question. I'd love to share, of course, more of my journey with all of you, but in the interest of time, without going too deep, let me at least touch upon a few key things that have worked for you, that we've also, because we have talked about them today as well. So number one, yes, mindfulness and building my self-awareness, because like I said, one of the biggest reasons why I see so many of us get stuck and we don't see the kind of results or the kind of life or career that we would like to have, that feels true, that feels authentic, that feels purposeful, is because we don't fully understand and appreciate our own worth and our own potential. And so the more and more time I have spent over the years, and it is a journey, it's an ongoing journey, it's a journey that never ends. But I have spent a lot of time, effort, resources, even in going through these kinds of journeys to really understand myself better. So self-awareness for sure is a key pillar. The second thing, and I'll just talk about three of them. Second is courage. Like I was telling Pallavi as well, that many times in my life I've just, including when I first left everything behind in New York. I had such a comfortable career, making really good income, and I was like, no, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. I took that leap of faith, and I moved to India. And for 3 years, actually, I was still searching. I didn't have an answer. So I was living in there were many days when I would just be like, oh God, what am I doing with my life? And I would even refuse to stay in touch with my friends back in New York, because I would be like, they've all figured it out. They're all, living such a lavish life. And here I am, I still don't know what to do. But I kept that faith alive. I kept believing that, no, I'm just going to keep taking one tiny step after another. And I know the universe always rewards courage. So I am going to keep doing my part, which is keep taking that next step and the next step and the next step. And I know one day the universe will step forward in a big way and support me in the ways in which I want to be supported. So courage is the second thing. And the third thing, which again may sound soft, but for me, it's been a game changer. It's been practicing self-compassion, which is a key pillar of this program and everything we talk about at Genomics as well. Because as women, we are very, very hard on ourselves. We are harder on ourselves than anybody else can be. And for you, Navya, to make the kind of changes you wish to make, for you to reinvent yourself or reimagine yourself in new ways, in different ways, in more powerful ways, you would have to support yourself like you have never done before. And the more you support and encourage yourself as like just the greatest, best friend you could have, that is what will allow you to not just start this journey, but keep on this journey for as long as it takes till you get to wherever, Navya, you are imagining you would like to be. So I would say those three things have played a big, big, big role in my life. And that's why they are the key pillars for the reinvention we're going to be talking about tomorrow as well. So Navya, please come back tomorrow. We'll get into all of this tomorrow as well.
We have Vidya and Nina. So Vidya, you want to go first?
Hey, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Sorry, I'm not able to come on camera at this point, not really presentable. Yeah, I mean, this has been extremely wonderful. I'm glad that, so I'm part of this discussion. Probably, one or two questions. One is that, will we also is there an opportunity to get a mentor part of this 4-month course, or maybe even beyond if we want to? So that's one question. And the second thing is that, Subhabna, I probably, or maybe the team, that I'd like to have an offline discussion to sort of, to see how best I can figure out, because my position is a bit unique in the sense that, so that I have a visual impairment, and so the way I operate with things is slightly different. And I mean, not for that reason that I'd like to, connect with you offline, but my overall career journey has also been not something that is of most of the people that that probably work with you or reach out to you. So from that perspective, I just want to understand before I really go ahead and sign up. I just want to make sure that so it's going to really work the best for me, right? I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, thank you, Vidya. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for your kind words. To the first question, will you get a mentor? Absolutely, yes. And we really take the time to understand from every single person what is the kind of mentor you need. So it's not a generic matching. Okay, here's someone, go out. In your case, Vidya, we would really ask, okay, given what you want, given you want in your life, your career, what direction you're moving into, what is that kind of mentorship that's going to be of the highest support to you? And we will take the time to find that kind of mentor to you. And fortunately, I mean, this is again something we are blessed to have. We always, whenever we put out a call for mentors, I'm sure several of them are on this call today as well. We always have so many amazing, incredible senior leaders reach out and say yes,
Right.
yes. So yes, the answer to the first question is yes. To the second question as well, yeah, I would, I guess, answer it two ways. One, I would absolutely first would want to actually, I would want to speak to you to understand
Sure.
what are the best ways in which you would want to be supported, and how we can amend this to make it most accessible to you.
Sure.
Because unless I understand that fully and deeply, I don't think I want to, make any promise right away.
Right.
But again, rest assured, we would absolutely love to support you in the ways in the best way we can. And in fact, this will be great for us as well, because in making it more accessible for you, I'm sure by extension we'll make it
You'll open it up for a bigger community, and I'm going to let you know about it.
We would love that. We would absolutely love that. So
Yeah.
I would love to speak to you offline, Vidya.
Sure.
And
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bhavna. Yeah, I'll connect back tomorrow
sure.
on the session. Thank you.
Nina, you want to go next?
Yeah, thank you. So it's been a great session. Thank you so much, Bhavna and your team. Actually, I think I'll just switch on my camera as well. Yeah, so that's me. So I just, I think I was wondering whether to put my hand up or not. So I said, if I'm doing justice to this session, I have to put my hand up and put myself out there. Okay. So, I've also done this, sort of getting to know myself and, finding who I am and done the journey, but I'm still a long way off. But I want to know about the program. My goal or my reason for joining this program would be very specific to what I'm doing right now. I'm a career counselor and also a columnist, but I feel that I'm doing some stuff in career counseling, but I'm not able to go forward, in terms of some very specific things, increase the number of clients, probably go to schools. I'm feeling stuck, maybe there are simple solutions which I'm not seeing, even making more videos. So I am feeling stuck. I start off on something and then I take two steps behind. No, sorry. I take two steps behind. So in what I'm trying to say is my goals are very specific. I want to sort of improve and increase my business. And that's why I want to join this program. Does that make sense? Or is that outcome, sort of what, so.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Nina. Thank you so much for asking that question. I love your question because it's something that I've experienced as a fellow entrepreneur or a practitioner in this line of work as well. And I remember a few years ago, I had posed the same question to a mentor of mine. I said, look, I know I want to impact more lives, and I'm sure, Nina, you're probably there's a part of you that's like, I know I can do more. I know I can counsel more people with their career. I know I can make a difference. I know I can grow my business. And that's exactly what I was sharing with the mentor, that I know I see that I see that, I know I want that, but I'm also feeling stuck. And this was, by the way, before I even started making videos for LinkedIn. I remember even I had this reservation, but I don't know. I am just, when it comes to putting myself out there, I'm still feeling a little restricted, a little restrained. And he said something really powerful to me. that really made a difference is that your unconscious will only allow you to have who you believe you are. Your unconscious will only allow you to have who you believe you are. And his invitation to me was, Bhavna, you have to start looking at yourself differently, expand your identity, and no longer think that this work has to happen from you, but that allow this work to happen through you. And basically, his biggest advice to me was, get out of your own way. You just need to get out of your own way, and you will see the floodgates will open, creativity will flow, abundance will flow, your business will grow, you will make exponentially bigger impact. And that is something that I keep going back to, and it has worked wonders for me. And so my answer to you, Nina, would be yes, absolutely, wherever you are right now. And I hear you when you say you've already been on this journey. And it's just a few, I think for you, a few nudges, a few just support that you need in breaking through whatever is stopping you from being even more visible, owning whatever that thing is that allows you to create value in the world, owning it even more, dialing in to that compassion that I know I can help so many more people, really dialing big into that compassion and letting that compassion then be a source of your courage. And that courage will then allow you to be more and more visible. And visibility, by the way, I'll just say, is something, it's a big thing that we focus on in this program. We have an entire module just focused on how can you go out there and be more visible, not in a superficial sense, because your work matters, your voice matters, your impact matters. So yes, the more and more of us, when we choose to become more visible and we choose to own the impact we can create, wonders happen. So yes, this journey is designed keeping those kinds of challenges in mind, because I went through that myself. So I could just resonate with every single word that you shared. So absolutely, Nina. Thanks, Nina.
Thanks a ton, Bhavna. Sounds great.
Okay. Next, Kajal, I'd like to invite you to ask your question.
Hi, Bhavna, can you hear me?
Yes.
So, Bhavna, my question is, 4 months, what are the live sessions, recorded sessions, so that I can just check with my schedule if I can fit it in. That's one thing. And, very much like Nina, I think I've been on this path maybe for the last 1.5 to 2 years. And I have, like, in the beginning, you mentioned that a lot of you have already been on this path, been coached, been mentored. So I've gone through all of that, and I'm grateful for it, because I have seen I have seen transformation in myself in the last 2 years that I don't think I have seen for the longest time. Okay. And I'm thankful to all the people, whoever they are. Now my question is that I have reached a point where I very clearly realize that I need a skill upgrade. When I say skill upgrade, I studied fashion designing and I'm an environmentalist. So that was another thing I really, really, really appreciate about the work you're doing, the conscious living bit, because till now, whichever mentor or coach I attended, everyone spoke about themselves, and very few people spoke about the planet. And I'm totally passionate. I have filed cases against the government to save the cutting of trees. I have won cases, and that's something I'm really passionate about. So I was so glad that there's at least some person and some group who even thinks of the environment. So yeah, kudos for that. So now the place that I feel I'm kind of stuck is, because didn't learn sales. And it's very recently I realized that upgrading skills is what I need rather than soft skills of kind of changing mindsets. I think that has reasonably well happened. Okay, now I need to identify skill sets very clearly that I need. So some I have shortlisted. So when you were announcing your course, I was trying to see, what do I need? And if anything you're offering fits into that requirement. But I mean, I think you gave a very broad perspective of what you're offering. So I'm just hoping maybe after tomorrow, I will understand more in the nature of the course, and then maybe I can take a decision. But anyway, I want your thoughts. I've you've been there, you've done that, so you know where I'm coming from.
Yes.
So I just want your perspective on this.
Yes. Thank you, Kajal, for asking that question. First of all, I love that you are a fellow sustainability advocate and you care about the environment, already doing such phenomenal work there. That's wonderful. As you correctly observed, for us, we do take a holistic approach. It's not just about showing up consciously in our careers, it's also about how we live and how do we make conscious choices. And you may have even heard that from all the short video that I played, and all the women who went through this program, who are in so many ways adopting conscious habits, conscious practices in how they are choosing to live as well. So yes, that's a big piece of it. To answer your question briefly, you got cut off a little bit, so hopefully I did understand your question. You mentioned you've done a lot of work on the mindset piece, and now you're focused on the skill set piece. So will this program help with that? Again, my short answer is yes, because I know I kind of went through that very quickly, but in this program, in a bigger way with whatever goal, dream, vision you have. And then we go over a list of a whole suite of skill sets as well. Whether it is building your visibility, building your voice, both of which play a big role in things like sales and marketing. So we may not get into the nitty-gritty of that, but it is the foundational thing, at least for me. I've come a long way in being able to really own the sales aspect of my of building Shenomics, as I've made progress with both. So yes, so owning your voice, building your visibility, building your brand, and again that ties in with sales as well, building your network, and that again helps you expand in a big way. And just and of course we also cover things like really being able to think more strategically about what it is whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. How do you look at it from a strategic mindset? How can you be more influential in making a bigger change and bigger impact in whatever line of work you are in? So we do cover a suite of skill sets as well, and I'm happy to share more information about that. And then by all means, Kajal, you can then take a call and make a decision if it aligns with what you are looking for. So absolutely.
Okay, and what about the, when are the sessions happening? The live recording?
Yes. So it's spread across 7 weekends, including the orientation, it's 8, but otherwise the core modules over 7 weekends. 2 hours is a module, and then we have 1 hour where we do a smaller huddle with the various mentors that come through the program. So 7 live sessions, and the bonus, the master classes that I mentioned, those will be recorded and they will be provided to you, which you can watch at your own convenience. But 7 live sessions over 7 alternate weekends. So it'll be September, October, and then December we take off, and then January, February.
And which day will it be? Saturday, Sunday, and time?
Saturday. So it happens Saturday India time. It is because we are making this program now more accessible to folks all over Asia. So it used to be 10 a.m. Now it's going to be 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Similar to today, actually. 2-hour module, then a break, and then a 1-hour group mentoring.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Do we have more questions, Shri?
Yeah, I think next we have Sakshi and then Nikita.
Okay.
Hi everyone. Hi Bhavna. Thank you for this session. Actually, the reason I joined this, I've been following you for quite some time on LinkedIn, but the reason I think it piqued my interest was I saw your post on how you have not shopped for a long period of time, but the post had a very positive tone of how you've not just not shopped, but how you've utilized some of your existing things to make beautiful clothes, which gave me a very positive sense of living sustainably, yet not dying under the idea of giving up things. I have been actually in the climate space for the past 4 years. I have been working with a firm called BlackRock. It's an asset management firm. I was in their sustainability team. I have actually left job 3 weeks back because I want to do something of my own. I want to have a balance in my life in my own terms. As in, I want to focus on my health. I have to start my family planning. I somehow don't believe that women has to force herself to have a career in the traditional sense of working in a job setting and working in a life. I want to have it on my own terms. What I want to understand from you is I have been struggling with a lot of ideas. I have a lot of thoughts, but I think I fail to take the steps to implementation. And I really want to go out there. First thing that I've already started doing is talking to a lot of people that I've known and I have not connected for a long period of time, just to see what people are doing and if there are different perspectives on the different things. My interest is in the social enterprise section, so I have been trying to connect with NGOs, but I am not yet sure if that's the right way to go or not. So that's the entire problem that I'm currently dealing with, is taking that leap of faith from the implementation perspective. From thoughts, I think I am already struggling with a lot of things, but it's since there's no outcome, it leads to more frustration than positivity. So with the course, can you give me a bit more idea on the outer work? So there's definitely inner work where I think time management is one of my key areas that I would be looking to improve, because I see that I get involved in a work too much. I really lose the sense of time. I don't care if I've not had my lunch, dinner. That's a thing that has impacted negatively on my health in the past few months. So that's one of the inner challenges that I'm trying to get better at. But from the outer perspective, it's the implementation and how to take that leap of being on field and starting to implement things, or at least trying things on ground, rather than researching and studying and creating a lot of bundle of thoughts, but not taking that step. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for sharing, Sakshi. So okay. So here's what I would say, and here's what I've seen with myself and the now scores of women we've had the opportunity to support. Yeah, we may think sometimes it's easy to look at what are the changes we need to make and think that, oh, this is an implementation issue. This is not inner work. But what I have seen is the more actually we do that inner work, it directly and very, very powerfully then fuels, accelerates, powers that outer work. So that's one thing. So to give you an example, we talk about a big focus is really supporting women to lead with more courage. And one of the things that gets in our way, exactly as you rightly observed, is we start overthinking, we start overanalyzing, and we get caught up in this endless cycle of just preparing, researching. We keep getting ready to feel ready, but that readiness doesn't arrive. And so it takes, at that point, then it does take that awareness, number one, and then two, that courageous leap to say, you know what, I'm done researching, I'm done preparing, I am ready. It doesn't have to be perfect. But what's most important is taking that action. And so our full focus with this program is not just that you just, you know, all of you just sit and reflect, and that is just one piece of this. A big focus is on making sure you take action. To give you one concrete example, so one of the women I mentioned, just phenomenal woman, Kakoli, who went through the journey with us, I think 2 years ago. And she came in because she wanted to really be more expressive, have a bigger voice. And so as part of that module, one of the challenges we had we'd given everyone is go out there, do something. Go out there, do something that scares you. And then, you have the support of this everybody in the group, who will nudge you, who will encourage you, and then and tell us how it went. And at first she was very, very hesitant. And then she's like, I don't know. I feel like I want to share something on LinkedIn. I really like poetry. I want to share Maya Angelou's poem, The Phenomenal Woman. And I was like, do it. And all of us, we just gave her that nudge. And then she went ahead, she shared that poetry and got a phenomenal reaction from her community as well, and just empowered so many other people like her, like other mothers who were just looking to her for inspiration. And for her, it was just that one domino, the domino effect, that one, you tip over that first domino and it sets off this chain reaction, and one thing led to another, to another, to another, to another. And the next thing you know, she's in the LinkedIn Creator Accelerator program, and the next thing you know, now she is an influential creator on LinkedIn. So my point being, without saying much else, Sakshi, the short answer is yes, absolutely. Both the mindset piece and the skill set piece would be designed to get you to take action. And of course, the other thing that I mentioned briefly, we have everyone undertake a compassion project in the program, which is you decide what is most important to you and go create an initiative around it, just a small something that you can execute, but has to be action oriented. This is not just designing and preparing. You go out there, you take action, and then you share your results with all of us. And all of us are here to nudge you along, cheer you on, but do it. And look, as somebody said, one of the most powerful ways to bring about any kind of transformation is to simply change your environment. You are the sum of 5 people you surround yourself with. And when you surround yourself with other women who are equally focused on everyone taking action, taking that positive, compassionate, bold action in the world, you find that courage, and you will find that less and less of this will happen. And you will be less and less of preparing, planning, getting stuck will happen, and more of taking action will happen, which will send you on that upward spiral. You'll take more action, and then bigger action, and then bigger action. So yes, a combination of both skill set and mindset will help you do that.
Got it. Thank you. And sorry, on the compassion project, so is there guidance along the way, like
yes,
if you're stuck with something? And
yes,
okay,
it's a key focus. So yes, you'll have lots of support for that.
We have Nikita. One last question before we can wrap up today. Nikita, go ahead.
Nikita, please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you. Thanks for a wonderful session. And I realized after looking at you that I have attended a few sessions way back in my career, early days. I think I was a young mom that time, but I could not lift it through. I repent it now, because I've been hearing the transformational journeys that people have gone through. It's amazing. Very, very high energy and motivational. Thanks for bringing this all together.